go. I'm streaming at least on Twitch now. And almost certainly will be streaming. There we go. And maybe YouTube as well. I can be so lucky. It says 3 of 3, there we go. I'll believe it. I will believe it. Alright. I don't even set my joystick up. Not that that's hard, I just need to move the thing over here. Right. So yeah, I am going to fly from Jakarta to Kuala Lumpur, stop off in Singapore along the way, which is hereish, and also fly over Krakatoa, which hey Sophie, hello, how you doing? Holy shit, that was unexpected. Oh, me get my shit together? I don't think so. How have you been? Tell you what though, gonna get up my Google Maps. Oops. Interact. And let's transition that across. I should do this in a way that we can definitely need to fix that up a wee bit. But yeah, so we're starting here in Krakatoa. Oh yeah, and of course Singapore's up here. And then Kuala Lumpur's right here. And Krakatoa, whoa, right here. So that's, we're gonna head there. So we're flying pretty much west from where we are going initially. Excuse me, frog in the throat. We're going back to the back to where we were. Now, if we stay low, we're going to be going into a headwind, but I'm not going to stay low. If we get up to the sort of 4,000 or 5,000 foot mark, then we will be having just all sorts of random winds. So it's probably going to be a bit of a, it's going to be a long flight. It's going to be a bloody long flight. Don't know if Stave is still watching. He did send a message earlier before I got into the streaming. I was planning on streaming a little bit earlier, but had a video my son sent me of a bit of a match-up between him and some other guy on America's Army, which was actually really it was a bloody good fight. Just a one-on-one. I think they had, don't know if it was, don't know exactly how many rounds they were supposed to be, or whether it was just the first one to win 8 matches. But yes, it was good. Had me sitting on the edge of my seat, even though he gave away the ending. But still. And also I do want to get another skin for my another livery. And I am just starting off on the runway. I can't remember where we were parking, so right. Going to assume that I have. Hello? Am I allowed to take off? Going to assume that I am. Ah, there we go. That was very quiet. Why did it? Yeah. Right. Let's go. There's another thunderstorm. Oh my goodness. Big clash. So yeah, could be in for some turbulent weather, I think. Ooh. What's the wind? Oh, 12 knots, so that's going to be, I think I need to... There we go. Oh, that's 12 knots headwind too. Whoa. Really flying super slow in relation to the ground. Yeah, not too bad, but yeah, 12 knots slow. Ooh, is that a river? That is. Looks like it should be a road. I think it's a canal or something. It's definitely wet, whatever it is. Right. Off we go, and I'm gonna fly out this way. Did I get... I've got a full tank. Good, good, good. Oops. Zoom out the other way, please. No, the other way. It was weird. I was scrolling the wheel the correct way, and yet still managed to zoom in. So, we want to head basically west. So, I will do that, yes. Hit autopilot. Hold altitude once we get to 1,000. We on that? Turn that on. And I can probably back off now as well. There we go. And in real life you're not supposed to apparently lean out until you get a bit higher. But I'm going to, because it doesn't have any adverse effects to do so in the simulator. So we're going to fly to Krakatoa to start off with, which is famous for its incredibly loud bang back in about 1883. It was a monumental eruption. Right, are we getting... Oh yeah, we just okay, 1200 is good enough altitude for me. Yep. To get that bang on 1200, really nice. Oh. It's weird. Controls are not necessarily... Oh, it's definitely in the look around mode, but my zooming wasn't working. So noticed since the last update sometimes things take... You need to bang the top of the TV to get it working properly. Bit of obviously not literally, but yes. Thank you. Yeah, lots of wee rivers and stuff around here, eh? Oh yeah, a bit of bumpiness. One, two, three, 4. Very good, very good. Oh, I should get my OBS back. Oh, you didn't realise it was... Oh, what did... Oh, Krakatoa. Are you talking about Krakatoa, Sophie? Just looking at... oh. I do believe she's getting snarky with us. Yes, darling, I am. That seemed like a darling that was very much a slightly miffed darling. Oh, am I heading? Yeah, might need to head slightly less, more, just a tad more south, maybe. There we go. Or maybe I'm heading slightly more. What is the west? That's 24, 29, 22, 23, 24. Be 20. Oh, actually, yeah, maybe. I'm not quite heading west enough. No, that's definitely. I don't know. It's somewhere around there anyway. Yeah, real place. What do we got? Facts about Krakatoa. Can learn something. So yes, what have we got? So we know where it is. It's in the Sunda Strait. I'm assuming that's how it's laughing while typing. Laughing while typing with the what the fuck look on my face. You paint a vivid picture, Sophie. Yes, the most notable eruptions of Krakatoa culminated in... Ooh, my ear just went funny. And I'm not even flying for real, and I've got my an ear on one side suddenly acting like I'm climbing through the atmosphere. Most noticeable eruptions of Krakatoa culminated in a series of massive explosions over the 26th and 27th of August 1883. This is on Wikipedia. So the most violent volcanic events in recorded history. Which, when you... I reckon the estimated volcanic explosive index, that's a hell of a word. That's actually... I've got a link to volcanic explosive index. Let's have a look at that. Wow. Okay. Volcanic explosive index is a relative measure of the explosiveness of volcanic eruptions. I think the name does describe that quite well. It was devised by Chris Newhall of the United States Geological Survey. Getting some thunder going here. Hopefully it's not Krakatoa. At the University of Hawaii. Well, that makes sense, seeing as there's all sorts of volcanic stuff going on there. Not too many explosive volcanic events in Hawaii, as far as I'm aware. So yes, the VEI of 0 is the classification Hawaiian, yeah, and then 1 is still Hawaiians, Hawaiian slash Strombolian. So a plume between 100 to 1 kilometer with daily eruptions. And a 0 is a frequency of continuous, so just volcanoes just keep spewing. But yes. So it goes, yeah, it goes all the way up to 8. Ooh. Which I think... Wow. Apparently the Yellowstone eruption of 600,000 years ago actually goes off the scale. From what I... Oh, no, maybe... No, maybe that isn't 8. Yes, no, that is the 8. There's another picture here they show that doesn't quite go up to the 8. Which, so you start off with... What is it? What was Mount St. Helens? Because everybody seems to... I remember doing Mount St. Helens in high school. There's my mum in the chat. She said they made a film of it called Krakatoa East of Java, but it was actually west of Java. Yes, it is. The filmmakers thought east sounded better. Oh dear God. Yeah, that's the film industry pretty much to a T, isn't it? Where are we now? We're getting lots of thunder and lightning. What's my 70%? That's good. Yeah, just cruising. So let's have a look on this list. Maybe I should get this list up on, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have a mixture. A mixture. So let's get OBS. Where are you, OBS? There it is. So, gonna get scene. And itchy head. Right. Add browser. I guess I could just do the one that already exists. Make it a wee bit smaller. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be readable. And then interact. No, we don't do the interact just yet. Are we? Properties. And then copy. Paste. Okay. Ah, there we go. Actually, can we? Aha! I can do a duplicate. Right. And then, so professional changing all your settings in midstream. Read or read? in regards to what, Sophie? This turbulence, right? That and that. Remove. There we go. So scene 2. And then with scene 2, what I can do, make that smaller, that bigger. What was the? Oh God, I'm so. Oh yeah, that one can probably go. Yes. And then I'm getting there. But about that up to the top. Maybe over that way. And then I can get that one. Why is it over there? Should be over there. No, that one can go as well. Look at this. I'm cleaning stuff up, even though you can't see what it is I'm cleaning up. Right, that can also go to the top. Make that a little bit smaller. So I can probably drag it down there. There we go. Oh my goodness, look at all this organisation. I just said your accent made it sound like Reed. Sophie, why would you take the piss? Why would you do such a thing? Right. Transition. There we go. Is that... Oh, is the other one gone all funny now? I thought I'd gotten rid of that. Apparently not. Like... Yes. Cool. So now... I'm down the bottom. And... we can see stuff about Krakatoa. Tizoid! It was, I'm using an old PS3 camera that I've actually got two of sitting around. And it's easy enough to get working with the Linux, you just plug it in, but with Windows it's a little more of a pain in the ass, and I've done it before. I just kind of... Funny thing was, I bought... where's it gone? I bought a webcam off Trade Me. Yeah, back. Aha, here it is. Right. I bought this thing off, yes, the local online auction thing, and it's bloody awful. It was $50. I'm trying to get my money back on it. So yeah, I thought, well, bugger it. I can't really afford to. Hey, JPJ loves LA. How you doing, mate? Yes, it's like I won't get it out of the box again, but it's oh, it's bad. It's really bad. It's supposed to be 1080p at 30 frames a second. I had to drop it down to about 640 by 480 to get that, which, funnily enough, is the resolution of the PS3i toys, is 640 by 480, which doesn't really matter when you're just in a little corner. What else? Yeah, and even when I dropped it down in resolution, it was still just... It had all sorts of like just weird artifacts. Like if I go back, actually, I could probably create another scene where it's just... Why did I not rename that? Let's remove it. Yes, then do that and just call it camera. And then add... what have I got? Can I add something that already exists? No. I need to add... I've got to do a really weird thing with it, because the OBS doesn't actually detect the camera, the PS3 camera, even with the drivers installed. So I've got to use another program and then capture the window. Oh, there we go, add existing, thank you. Okay, so if I now crop it slightly and make it, and enlarge it. Also, it's in a bit of a weird angle, so I'm constantly looking that way. Very rarely looking directly at the camera. So at some point I would like to get a camera that can be a little more thingy. If I transition that now, it's a bit. That's what I have. What did I say that got a response for? That's what he said. But yeah, I mean it's potato-ish quality, but it's not too bad. It'll do, and it's a camera I've got, so it's just. Oh wow! Let's try. Oh, I'm glad I actually looked at the game. Sorry, the simulator, because I'm getting close to some hills here. Let's just move that out the way and over there. Let's do a little bit of climbing, shall we? Maybe not that much climbing. Also, while I'm doing this, if I go back to the game, so you can see what I'm doing. Thank you. So, vertical speed, and we'll just... Yeah, it should be good. If maybe I'll do 200 feet. Keep an eye on that speed. Enhance! But, yeah, so I don't know, it works, but yeah, glad I looked back. It's amazing how many people live here. Like, I'm used to living in Australia and New Zealand, where there's not such a just constant, just masses of people. I remember, god damn it. Hang on, Tyzoid, you have modding, not modding, moderator, you got moderator privileges. Can you ban him, please? I'm pretty sure you've got mod powers anyway. Oh no! Hopefully it's not my internet playing up. It shouldn't be. I can always... Oh, okay. Let's get... where is it? Next page. Twitch. Stream info. Yeah, there we go. Oh, full viewers. Nice. So yeah. Did I just have... I don't know. I don't know. Trying to make sense of Twitch on the mobile app is... The video freezes and the audio continues. That is a bit weird. Are you watching on computer or phone? Definitely have to keep an eye on things at the moment while I'm flying through these hills. I'm not going to do any web browsing. Desktop. Yeah, it's I downloaded a mega pack of skins, which has been quite good, although I am wanting to change to another skin that I still haven't... I was having major issues installing the skins, which, and everything else really, which should be easy enough, because you just extract it, then drop it into the what's its name folder, whatever it's called. Yes, that'd be quite nice. What I really like on this skin, actually, Joe Tyzo just said, I'm quite partial to the all red paint scheme on one of my club planes users. But yeah, what I really like on this is the red chrome on the nose cone there. It looks amazing. Just, yeah, sets it off quite nicely. But yeah, there's another one that for this 172 that is basically, I might give a bit more throttle. It is basically entirely, it's like no paint, it's just polished metal, which actually looks amazing. Yeah, the Red Wings is does make it very, very visible. Really stands out. There's not much in the sky that's going to be red. Oh, the polished metal. Yeah, I can imagine it would do. Good thing about computer games, though. But yeah, because that's the thing. It'd be basically polished aluminium, hey? So, and that's aluminium's known for being, well, gold's known for being really soft, but aluminium's not exactly hard either. Or duralumin, or whatever it is they're using, the aluminium alloy, still not exactly super hard. At least I don't think it is. Try to avoid FOD on the runway. Oh man, look at this, we're flying right into. That's probably not ideal. We can hold altitude here though. Wherever it is, that one there. This is fine. This is fine! One of these days, if the weather is as accurate as I'm hoping it is, if it's anything like even God, back in the day, what was it, Flight Unlimited 2 and 3, you could get winds so severe that they would wreck your aircraft, which I know can happen in real life. One of these days I'm gonna possibly fly into one of these clouds and get absolutely wrecked. Right. JPJ says, so I recently founded my own virtual airline, Ameriair. We currently have 3 hubs, KSEA, JFK, and KATL. Where's KATL? So JFK, KJFK, which would be JFK Airport, I'm assuming. Of course, Atlanta. ATL, yeah. And SEA is Seattle. So that, what are you? I'm assuming you're using a program like, oh, what's it called? I know there's On Air, which is a paid one. There's also a free one. I suppose you could, depending on how you do it, you could cover multiple, couldn't you? Microsoft has a virtual airline thing? Really? That's cool. I was not aware of that. Right, yeah, again, VATSIM. I need to look into VATSIM. Whoa, did you see that? Oh, oh. FS Airlines. Yes. Sorry, the lightning is kind of distracting. Yeah, VATSIM. I really need to get into VATSIM, but it's just the learning curve of learning how to deal with ATC. I need to look into that. That's pretty much the thing that's been putting me off. Ty's Auto said, I don't know if it's a Microsoft thing, but it doesn't work in X-Plane. FS Airlines. Oh, right. Which annoyed me. Yeah, only FSX and FS 2020. Right. Yeah, no, you definitely want something that's as cross-platform as possible, really. Oh, I should back off with the throttle a wee bit. I'm trying not to burn through all my fuel. Gonna be flying for a long while here. I'll probably top up with fuel once I get to Singapore as well. And also, now that we're through this, I want to drop my altitude again. Don't really want to be flying through these clouds. Oh, hang on. Just about to break out of these clouds. Might not need to drop. We'll see if we break out. How clear it is, or whether it's just, it looks like it is just going to be more clouds. Yeah, that's, wow. Okay, we are going to drop back down to, because these are low clouds too, eh? Only at 2,400. Oh, more messages. Why is it not scrolling? VATSIM wink wink. Yeah, I need to get into VATSIM. So, what's the name of the program, the free virtual airline that gives you a whole bunch of, I was seeing, was it Kiwi Mace on YouTube? He's playing On Air. Hey, Simon. He is, let's get my altitude down while I'm talking. Yeah, that'll do. Oops. What was it? Yeah, he's playing On Air, but there was another one as well. Let's have a look. Got Simon sending me messages on Facebook. I'm going to be flying over Krakatoa, Simon. What was I going to be looking for? That's right. FS Economy. Yeah. An FS Economy, I'm pretty sure that goes... I'm pretty sure that works on X-Plane as well. I think. So you've said FS Airlines there, which I'm pretty sure is different to FS Economy. Man, what are the winds doing up here? It's a 17 knot headwind. Wow. Yeah, definitely I want to get out of these clouds. Yeah, I am definitely trying to do the fly thing. Good grief, look at these. Drop altitude a little bit quicker, please. You wouldn't normally want to fly this low over the ocean, but doing sightseeing. You can't do much sightseeing when you're surrounded by cloud. What is the time in game anyway? Okay, so it's almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's going to be pushing it by the time we get to where we are going. Which... where is it? Flatland, there we go. Oof. Which... yeah, final destination is WMKK. Yeah, Kuala Lumpur. I should be able to remember that. But yeah, that's at the limit of my range, even if I was flying directly there, so... Alright, Tyzoid, thanks for... whoa, almost 2 AM in the morning for you, Tyzoid. Yeah, can... yeah, that's gonna be... it's good that you popped in, though. Very much appreciated. It's definitely... it's gonna... these streams, unfortunately, are gonna get worse before they get better. Although I did start, I mean, yeah, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon in game almost, so I did start later than I would have liked to, but yeah. So yeah, I'll try to do it a bit earlier in the morning, but it will end up actually, by the time I get around to somewhere like India, it's probably better if I do it as late as I can. And then it might catch you in the morning or something. But also, if you... I'm on YouTube as well if you ever want to check out my streams after the fact. They're there. Pretty much all archived on YouTube. I am not flying my magenta line because the magenta line, it won't allow you to put waypoints in that aren't a destination to somewhere that is marked on the map. So you can do the magenta line to places that aren't on the map if you don't already have a destination, but once you've got a destination, you can't, all the little zigzaggy places, so like that's now going to Singapore and then off to Kuala Lumpur, and I could have done it to wherever that is. Possibly from on this instrument here, I probably could, yeah. But I'm not too sure about in the game menu. Yeah, it's almost certainly a... I mean, I think I could... who was it? Yeah, Kiwi Mace was doing that for Although he was flying directly to a place, but I think he used GPS coordinates for an airfield that exists in FS 2020 but isn't a recognised airfield. It's physically there, but it's not on the map. But yeah, I mean, it's where I'm heading is this group of islands here. So it was easy enough for me to just point the nose in the right direction. There we go. Wow, these clouds are all pretty much to sea level. Glorious. Modifying. Pro tip from Tizoid: modifying the flight plan on the MFD is much easier than modifying it on the PDF. Okay, which one is the MFD versus the PDF? I'm guessing that I've been doing everything on the PDF. Multifunction display, and the PDF is the primary flight display. Okay. I still don't know which is. So okay, so the multifunction is the one to the right. It's easier on this one. Okay. Because they appear to be more or less identical to me, I'm not too sure why what makes it easier on this one. Cause hang on, I'll bring up. Oh, it's already starting to make itself. They are entirely, yeah, except you get slightly different displays when you. Yeah. Okay. I think you still have to deal with these bloody knobs though, don't you? Yeah, I'm not sure how to do the GPS stuff. I will learn how to do that at some point. Yeah, that's definitely. Oh, look at that. Oh, no, not enter. Just. Uh-oh, what have I done now? No. Oh no, broke it. There we go. Are we still... where are we at now? Okay, yeah, we are level. Some islands over there. I think we still need to get lower, guys. No, not that low. Alright, Tyzod, you too, man. You have a great night. And I will hopefully catch you another time. Vertical speed and drop down, please. They have definitely smoothed out the autopilot in this. It's so much nicer. I wonder if it still has... Whoops, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Does it still... If you go all the way around, apparently in a real aircraft, if you go all the way around and you go past the 180, oh, it's so slow, it will keep turning left. Although it's going so slow at the moment, it's hard to beat the plane's own turning. But in this sim, once you pass the 180 degrees, it would swap over because the way the computer thought, it was just like, oh, that's going to be quicker. And yes, it is that way inclined to do that, but at least it does it more gently now. Oh. Hey Brett, how you doing? I am flying towards Krakatoa at the moment, but it doesn't look like the weather is particularly conducive for flights, for scenic flights at the moment. So, gonna fly over there anyway, have a bit of a buzz around, and then from there to Singapore. Or I'll land at Singapore, top up the fuel a wee bit, and then off to Kuala Lumpur. So yeah, it's going to be long flight. It's just getting very itchy feet today. I felt like just being. I've been quite social for the last week. I'm a little bit burnt out. Need to spend some time in front of the computer. Whoa, this lightning show is impressive though. It really is. Yeah, it's not a good day for flying. Wow. Yeah, it's so dark you can easily see the cabin lights. It's interesting. These things aren't normally, are these normally on by default? I don't know. I don't remember them being on normally. You do bring a crowd with that. That's absolutely, absolutely fine. Sometimes it is nice sometimes just to fly out by myself and have a few people coming in and saying hi. Had a reasonable number of people come in and say hi today, actually, which is nice. A few friends, a couple of family members, although I think my uncle said hi before the stream started and then buggered off to bed. Because yeah, it's a bit late. Tyzoid came in and said hi as well. But yeah, it's almost 2 in the morning for him. So yeah, I think we are flying pretty much directly at Krakatoa. Oops. It's that island right there. It's funny because it was probably the whole thing was probably Krakatoa at one point. Oh, yep. Been out. Ah, so you finished the morning stream and then you've been out all day since then. Yeah, that's been quite a few hours you've been out. How did... oh, what was the stream this morning? I did see it posted up there, but I can't remember what it was about. I also need to follow some of your tutorial videos to get a bit more content in here as well, especially some of the airplanes that the others like to fly. What is left of Krakatoa? Not much as far as I can see. Am I getting rain? I am getting rain. I'm actually getting rain. Wow. It's nice to see. Cargo run, nice. So yeah, basically there's nothing really left. Ooh, nothing really left of Krakatoa except... actually, I don't know what that island is. Let's have a look. No, I'm not looking at the right thingy. There we go. If I can get the interaction up, would be nice. Ooh, I'm actually hearing stuff bouncing off the windscreen. It's like, almost sounds like rain. So what do we got? So yeah, so we got Krakatoa there, which is the island we're heading to. I don't know how to say that. Penny, no. My brain can't wrap itself around that. It's probably really simple to say once you hear it said. Penayton Island. That's a good question. Oh, hello. I need to go back to the game. It's coming out of the mist to disguise. It is 25 degrees C, but it could still be hail, being the tropics. I don't know if they do hail in There's Krakatoa. Right, disengaging autopilot. Let's get rid of this mess. No, I don't want that either. Thank you. That is so misty. It looks like something off like King Kong or something, doesn't it? With this mist kind of looming out of the mist like that. If we see a giant skull, I'm heading back to Dunedin. Oh, that's kind of beautiful. Eh? Yeah, that's. That's very nice. See a few little glitches down there, but yeah, this is a really bad day to be sightseeing here. But yeah, as Brett just said, it's like a movie set. It really is. So that's the main island of Krakatoa. I don't know what the names of these other small islands are, but they must have surely been all part of the main island before the what was it, 1883 eruption. I'll stay in outside view for now, because if I had head tracking I could probably look around easier on the inside, but just miss out on too much. It'd be amazing if they, you know, if when the volcano was more active, if they could show that. Yeah, no, fair enough. There won't be much to see in the dark here. This must be like... oh, that's mental. Alright, let's fly over some of the smaller islands out there. Can't imagine there's much to see on the other side of this ridge. Just more trees. Yeah, at least if you're not having to wait for me, you'll be able to make really good time. Does look pretty good, eh? Oh, what was it? Oh no, this was something that I was watching. I think it was Kiwi Mace doing his thing. Because you were there for that, weren't you, Brett? That landing strip that he was landing at, that exists in the flight sim, but isn't actually on the map. All those trees around there, when I managed to get a good look at the place on Google Maps, and a few people had actually taken photos from the peak, and one of the photos you could actually see the airfield in the background. The interesting thing about that airfield is that the runways themselves look to be in awful condition in real life. Oh wow, look at this. Oh, that is very cool. It's a shame the main island didn't come clear like this, but oh, what is over there? Let's go. But yeah, the runway's like a lot of washed out, sort of gravelly looking land. There's no tarmac. Oh, nice. Yeah, Brett said Kiwi Mace just dropped into his stream this morning. That's pretty awesome. But so in that way, it's a lot worse than what it is in this sim. But yeah, the trees around there don't exist. It's all low scrubland. Oh, hello. Oh, oh, that's a lake. That was unexpected. Wow. Oh, maybe that's the main crater. Should make sense. Yeah, definitely having a network of people that you can stream with is a very big deal. Alright, I am going to let the autopilot take over again. If you could be so kind. Oh, I've got it set to the... Ah, don't do that, please. Still had everything, remembered all the settings I had it set to. Yeah, it's actually what I'm going to do right now. If I can go back there and bring up the interact again. I'm definitely not missing much in game at the moment. It's all gone cloudy again. Right, so yeah, that is definitely separate names for all these islands. If we go to satellite view, wow. Yeah, this is... Okay, so yeah, this is definitely the main... I mean, this whole thing's really the caldera, isn't it? But yeah, this is the current caldera. That is amazing. We got that. Yeah, okay, so this is where the surely they're not swimming. No, there's no way they're swimming. Must be down here. That is amazing. Let's go back. Oh, let's not fly into a mountain. Yeah, yep, that is the... even though it's not the island called Krakatoa anymore, it's basically, at least according to Google doesn't get everything right, but yeah, that seems to be the actual main point of the volcano now. Just for it to, I mean, because that must have been pretty much one island before that big eruption. It's just crazy to think how devastating that must have been. What am I flying at? 1,000, yeah, it's... I don't know, let's keep it lowish, I suppose. Where's my percentage at? 85. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep under the clouds for the most part, I think. At least we've got a bit of a tailwind now. Oh, that's not going to last. So yeah. And this island here. What is this island here? Oops. That would be Sebesi Island. Whoa. Getting lots of wind off it. We're gonna have to make another wee turn because there's going to be another mountain in front of us. Well, there's people living on this one. And how much of that is touristy stuff? Be a good place for tourists to go have a look at Krakatoa and all that. I suppose if I'm going to be landing in Singapore, I could probably speed it up a wee bit. I'll have enough fuel to get there easily. But yeah, it's very pretty around here. That is a big hill, isn't it? But yeah, so we're also flying from Indonesia to Malaysia on this trip, as well as visiting Singapore, which is its own city-state, isn't it? Singapore is Singapore. Ain't nobody gonna tell them what to do. Right. I don't know why I said that. There we go. Makes you wonder in real life how many boats and stuff you'd actually see out here. So there's so many people living out here, you'd almost certainly have a decent amount of water traffic around. Looks like, I was just going to say, it looks like we've left the worst of the storm behind, and then another bolt of lightning happens, but yeah, doesn't look too bad. I'm just amazed we still haven't hit any major rain in the game. It was a little bit surprising. Increased boat percentage. Ah, that would be a good idea actually. Can I do that from... Yeah, no. Does that traffic work if you've got it set to live everything though? Because I would have thought that that would... This... More civilization. I wonder if there are really a whole bunch of trees around here, or if this is all just bushes. FS 2020 does tend to get a little bit happy with the trees. Right, should we look at putting up boat traffic? Actually, no, that probably wouldn't be all that practical, but it would have been cool if they could do real-life boat traffic, but I'm guessing only the major ships would be tracked, so wouldn't help much with little boats. I was waiting for that, just going to see if we get a 500 call out. And we did. Got more houses hidden in the trees over there? Yes, it is. It's cool. You wouldn't, unless you were flying this low, you'd never see those. Oh, even those. Bloody hell. Very cool. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I'll definitely have to have a look at bumping up boats for sure. May as well bump up air traffic as well, just in case that does have an effect. And now that I've passed, so I definitely have passed the worst of the low cloud, haven't I? Wow, yeah, look at that. So I might climb a little. Well, if I can unhook my controls from my looking around. There we go. Hey, Camel, how you doing, man? How has life been treating you? And have you been doing any more racing? Haven't seen anything pop up on my YouTube feed, but that doesn't necessarily mean I haven't missed something. Also, my drink is broken. There is no longer coffee or tea in it. I need to go remedy that at some point. Oh, you ordered coilovers and Hetic MCA Street Pros. Oh, the coilovers are Hetic MCA Street Pros, yes? Is it Hetic or Hectic? Ah, haha. There we go, Hectic, yeah. Nice. They, are they gonna be, are they adjustable? Not that sometimes, I mean, if you've got, I suppose adjustable is handy, but I mean, once you've got them set in, unless you're really, they are adjustable. Oh, nice. Oh, that's awesome. So you'll be able to go on a wide variety of roads and be able to dial it in. Very nice. I am going to have to take a very quick break. Fix my coffee. Hopefully still here when I get back. I won't be long. If I go to that, do that, get my Be Right Back. Look at that Be Right Back. I've actually been working on another Be Right Back screen. It's even more impressive than that one. I'll have to use it soon. Camel says my OEM shock started leaking. Oh no, the day before the Carnicross event. You got, oh man, that sucks. It's good they didn't ping you for it and not let you in. Alright. I will be back very, very shortly. Right, I am back. I am so back. I couldn't be more back if I tried. Right. And I have my coffee. It's interesting the way those clouds sometimes... There's almost like a weird... what do you call it? Like compression, the way that YouTube does things. Like, in fact, it would show up very well on the stream. Like when the lightning struck just then, there was a whole bunch of what looked like compression artifacts actually in the game. Oh, there we go again. Yeah, you get a whole bunch of squares turning up there. I reckon that would probably show up quite well on YouTube and Twitch. It must be some... There must be something like that happening. Maybe. I've seen it happen with just clouds that didn't have lightning going on as well. Occasionally it does some weird... yes, compression stuff. Oh, looks like farmland now. Camel's asking, did you see that doco explaining some of the development for Flight Sim 2020? I didn't. If you could send me a link for that on Discord, it'd be great, actually. It's amazing how quickly they put this together, really. From what I understand, it wasn't in development for a crazy length of time. I know from what I understand, they used FSX as the sort of, 4 or 5 years. Yep. Yeah, as far as I'm aware, they used FSX kind of as a framework to build off. Although I don't think there's much of the original engine left. But it was their starting point. Because Microsoft bought back the rights off Dovetail Games. Dovetail bought limited rights to it to kind of try and make some money off it, because at the time when Dovetail got hold of FSX, Microsoft still weren't interested. And then for some reason they suddenly decided, now might be the time. It's it would have been interesting if Microsoft had kept, because what was it, 16, was it 14 or 16 years between, it was 2006, so it was 14 years. So that would have been, at the rate they would normally release them, that probably would have been at least a couple of flight sims between this and FSX. Would have been interesting to see what would have come of it. You don't want them. I mean, they're planning on having this. Well, they said they were going to support it for about 10 years. Whether that means they're not going to make any other flight simulators in that time, that's no guarantee of that. But I could easily see them. It also depends on, I suppose, if there's any major leaps in technology in the next 10 years, or whether it's just a steady increase. But these days, a game being around for 10 or more years and supported isn't that odd. I mean, you look at World of Warcraft, which is not that exceptional actually, because still a bunch of games. The way it was built, I can't see them doing it successfully. You can't see doing what successfully? Supporting it for 10 years? Or? It's the trouble with the 10 or 15-second delay between what I see on chat and my reply getting out there is by the time I get the replies back, I'm like, what part was that I said? Oh, sorry, I completely misread that. Yeah, yeah, I can definitely. Um, yeah, I could see this game easily. I mean, I think it's going to take at least, although they're working so quickly on it at the moment, but I can see it taking easily 5 years for it to get to where they want it to be. Because they released a. I'm actually going to turn this down a wee bit because I think I'm yelling. Hopefully that shouldn't have turned it down for you guys, just turned it down for me in my ears. They released a, what do you call it? Roadmap? Yeah, roadmap. I think it's called a roadmap of their future plans, and yeah, that was projected out until 2022. And ooh, there's an aeroplane over here. I'll wait for the radio to finish. Cleared through the Charlie airspace. Thank you. Yeah, and that was relatively minor features. I mean, obviously I'd say they're gonna develop, Campbell says the development was basically just a lot of data analysis and Azure Stack development. That's not, I don't know what Azure Stack development is. I'm guessing that's possibly something to do with the streaming of the data in basically real time. That's not quite real time. It'd be, well, I mean, it would, I'm guessing it would. No, because I mean, you're relative to the planet, I guess, are moving pretty slowly, so yeah, it just loads in sort of the 50 kilometers or so around you, and then it knows the direction you're heading, can start loading that ahead of time. If you change direction, it can reassess that on the fly. But yeah, I kind of get that, the impression with the things that were wrong with the game. Not that it was still a pretty good sim, but yeah, some of the things they got wrong with the autopilot and that, it definitely felt more like they'd been focusing on getting the planet and that data side of things working as well as possible. That was really what everything, you know, that was the linchpin, something like that. Can't remember if that's the name of it. But yeah, that was the pin that everything pivoted off. And to a certain extent, they were right, because that was what really set this apart from everything else. And yeah, the fact that they released the game and things like the Xbox controller didn't work properly with it. Like, how do you release a game that's coming out for Xbox and have bugs with Xbox controller support? How does that make it to the live release? Yeah, things like that just kind of show that they weren't really focused on so not as much on the playability side as they were on just getting it the data working. But I mean, that's my opinion on things. That's the way I see it. I think if you can't get a controller working for a machine that you're supposed to be, you know, the company that you're making the game for, you would think that supporting their controller would be pretty high up on the list. So yeah, Cameron also says, yeah, a lot of data warehousing, then a lot of cloud compute for processing it. Basically updating data sets every 2 hours. Updating data sets every 2 hours? Like, in what way updating data sets every 2 hours? Because I know, like, the vast majority of the planet, I know when it was released, the data was about 4 years old. Yeah, about 4 years old. Or it was from the big maps, because that's, you know, this is taken from, they took the data from Bing Maps and then modified it to suit the game. But all that data was about 4 years old, so you could go somewhere and it would be, if anything had changed since that 4 years, it wouldn't be in the game. Like, pretty sure if you go around... Oh... No, Perth is not too... Well, Perth is quite badly... It's all AI buildings. But yeah, oh, the weather data's every time. Yeah, the weather data's intense. I'd love to know, do they tell you where they get their weather data from? Because that's like... And their aeroplane stuff as well, because a lot of this is data that apparently... Oh, I think I see lots of rain ahead. A lot of this is data that's normally paid for, as far as I'm aware, so I don't know what sort of deals they've got. But yeah, that looks like rain up ahead. Big rainstorm. Are we still climbing? No, we're holding at 4,000, so it looks like rain over there as well. Ooh, we might get wet. Oh, also, I should check... Oh, we're just about... I can hit the nav. Let's do the nav thing. That should not be too far off course now. Nice. Yeah, they've been working so hard on improving this game since they released, though. Like, yeah, the autopilot is getting better and better. Right, sort of in regards to the data being paid data. Because I know that was something people were speculating a lot about, was whether this sim would be a subscription model, so that they could pay for the pay for everything. Right, how they get the weather for the data. The data for the weather, not the weather for the data. I've read that completely wrong again. I know what I meant. Actually, that's something that seems to have broken recently in FSX. I don't know if that's a permanent thing, but I couldn't... if you stick live weather on FSX now, it doesn't seem to work, which is a shame. Because that was reasonably accurate in FSX as well, like... Not the same levels of accuracy that this is, but it wasn't bad. Especially for 2006. Although, again, I'm still always blown away by Flight Unlimited 2 and 3. The weather in that was like they had there's a lot of lightning going on over there. Flight Unlimited had mechanical interference with hills. You get the updrafts and downdrafts. That I don't think they had it for buildings, but the terrain definitely did. Best part about the map mostly being data stored in massive warehouse. Changes are easy as value change. Yeah, I can imagine that would be because they, like, I'm guessing with they're either incredibly quick. I mean, they're, regardless of what they're doing now, they're definitely quite quick. The fact they got this done in 4 or 5 years. But the updates, like the Japan update and the USA update that they've released, like, that's a lot of work. Yeah, I remember, I mean, I did a little bit of work for a company here, and they had me modifying, basically stitching pictures together, and doing what you can pretty much get a program to do automatically now. And this would have been back in would have been would have been around 2006 actually, somewhere around there, and they had all these. They actually had me doing two lots. There was aerial photography, and there was panoramic. It wasn't even. They weren't even panoramic photos. There were people. I had to make a panoramic photo out of lots of standard photos, and they had a program where you could manually pick points, and then it would kind of blend them together. But it couldn't pick the points. It didn't have the capability of picking the points itself. You needed to do it manually, and so how you chose, you could very easily make bad choices about what you chose, and it was something that basically I think I had 4 weeks to get through all this stuff, and it was a lot of photos, like a lot. And this was being done on Pentium. I think they were at least Pentium 4s. Pentium 4 was like pretty much top. They might have even been Pentium 3s if they were some of the older computers they had at the time. But yeah, Pentium 4 was definitely out at that point because I had a Pentium 4 laptop. And so we're not talking like good horsepower for the day, but not good horsepower by today's standards. Yeah, Pentium 4s, they're a good machine. God, I was still using one in 2012. That was what I was playing Minecraft on, modded Minecraft as well. But yeah, so we had all these. I kind of wish I could show it, but I have to describe it. And so I had I think it was about 4 weeks to get this done because it was being done in the holidays. I swear it took me, because I had different areas that we were doing. I don't really want to necessarily go into what I was doing. It's not really sensitive information, but God, who knows? And so there were different areas I had to do. And the first area, which was panoramic and aerial, it must have taken me like 2 weeks just to do the first lot, and I probably had about. I would have had it. I don't know how many I had to do. It was probably because there were hundreds of photos. It couldn't have been a stupid number because the machines just weren't that fast to get through all of them. But it would have been possibly at least half a dozen areas that had to be done. And it took me 2 weeks to get the first one. They were sweating. It was like, you're going to get this done. But most of that was literally learning. Well, first of all, they only had me on one computer to start off with. So while it was stitching all this stuff together, I couldn't do anything else on the computer. It was completely absorbed with just getting this, like rendering the result. And it would take maybe an hour to get the result. And while you were still learning, you'd get the result and it was not good enough. And it would have taken, maybe an hour of putting all the points in and this, that, and the other. Then you wait for an hour and only one machine had to, wait, literally had nothing to do for that hour while it was doing it. And then you get the results, not good enough, need to do it again. You get a bit quicker at putting the points in and realising what they were. And yeah, it took probably 2 weeks just to get the first one done. And that was also, I was learning Photoshop as well, because when you're doing the panoramics, it was, you would want to get rid of things that weren't supposed to be in the shot. So a lot of this was taken from on top of buildings, and you didn't want the building in the shot. So you were getting rid of railings and air conditioning units, and occasionally just trying to make stuff up. And this was before content-aware fill. So I was learning how to use Photoshop, but by the end of the first 2 weeks, I knew what I was doing. They'd also given me another computer so I could get on with setting up the other renders while I had a machine rendering. And yeah, it probably was about 6 different areas that we had to do. If it may have been more, but I don't want to overstate what it was. And yeah, it was just started just churning them out. So yeah, workflows. Once you know, this is why just even looking at I mean, it's only a small experience, but it's why when you look at things like Star Citizen and that, when they're doing something, I'm not saying that their workflow is perfect, but when they're doing something as ridiculous as what they're doing, that nobody else has really done what they're doing in Star Citizen, you can kind of understand why it took so long just to get that momentum up. Now stuff is coming out pretty damn quickly. I think there's a hell of a lot of stuff backed up that's kind of poised to drop with Star Citizen. Really hope there is anyway. But yeah, I can definitely. Are we getting rain on the windshield yet? No. Yeah, I can definitely see why there would appear to be a lot of nothing going on before it just. Whoa! I think I just got a lightning strike straight through the camera. It's a real shame they don't have the sound matched with where the lightning actually is. I think it's the sound comes, if anything, from where the bolt starts, which isn't entirely realistic. How long have we got to go? Hey, so that's what, 2 3/4 hours, more or less? More or less, somewhere around there. 120 minutes is 2 hours, plus 60 would be 180. Oh, so actually close, very close to 3 hours. Hey, just got 100 messages apparently. And Cal says, I can really see why now the world is driven by data. Yeah, I mean, it has been for... Actually, I think, in a way, when you look at... Even if you look at even things like the Roman Empire, and any empire, how important, data and information was. I mean, it's... And just humans in general, it's information is, our ability to see something and make sense of it. That's why computers have been such. I mean, that's why I think even things like social media and things that aren't particularly useful to the individual are so addictive, because we are so addicted to, our brains are so wired to want the information, even if you're not an academic kind of person and the information you're interested in isn't academic information and maybe it's social information, that just there's still crazy amounts of information that everyone absorbs, even those that aren't using it for academic reasons. It used to be about collecting data, now we're sorry, Camel says it's well, it used to be about collecting data, now we are now utilizing data so heavily now. Yeah, but yeah, so that's what I mean. It's like even the fear of the unknown. Yeah. Okay, so a couple of things. One, I think what made a successful, what would make and break not just an empire, but a country, or even a company. If you look back, well before the ages of computer, was being able to utilize that information. I mean, we can utilize it now in ways that just I mean, the fact that there was the thing where people, I mean, when you are talking about something and then you suddenly get advertised it for the first time ever on your phone 10 minutes after you were talking about it, and people were saying, oh my god, the phones are listening to us, which to an extent I'm sure they are, but it was one of the things that was interesting was to say that the data collection on us is so complete and so effective, and the algorithms are so good now, they don't need a microphone to listen to us to know pretty much to know what we're thinking and doing. Yeah, which is in some ways is even more frightening. But yeah, it's scary and interesting to think what the future holds in that regard. we have become very, very, predictable. Not just, I mean, I think to certain people, humans are pretty predictable. Some people are very good at predicting what other people will do, but when the machines themselves are able to predict you so easily, yeah, that's kind of crazy. Because then, people that have no, aren't very good at predicting what people are going to do, or even people that are good at predicting what people can do, when you've got machines that can do it even better, it's just amazing. Like amazing and frightening. We're just about at so much lightning. And yet we still haven't flown through any of these rain patches. I wish I could be this lucky on my scooter. Is the time almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon? Cameron says he's a huge whore for data technology. Yes. Another plane up there. Yeah, it is a huge power to wield. I think, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I think there's gonna be, unless something bad happens, unless something catastrophically bad happens, I can definitely see us pushing more and more into, wow, that lightning, more and more into space, like, because it's not just Elon Musk and SpaceX. What was that about a strong crosswind? I do have a strong crosswind. Strongish, anyway. Moderate crosswind of 13 knots. Wow. Oh, am I flying sideways? No, it is a strong crosswind. Hang on, if I zero in my camera, so that camera is, the camera is now, like, it's not directly behind the plane, but it is in the direction that we are flying, so, yeah. That's how much the plane is being pushed off course, but, and you can see on here that shows fairly accurately the angle we are in relation to the line. The autopilot will keep us going down that line, so it's all good. Actually, were you noticing the compass probably? But yeah, I think if we continue to push into space and we end up with, if we do end up with colonies outside of Earth, and if technology continues to get better, that a lot of the sort of sci-fi stuff that, especially the more realistic sci-fis, well, sci-fis to me that seem more realistic, like The Expanse and that a lot of that stuff is going to slowly come to, maybe not so slowly, but yeah, a lot of that stuff is going to, even Total Recall on that, with the way you ended up with, I think, what was it, or like companies controlling, companies becoming basically proxy governments, pseudo governments, something along those words. I can't think of the right word for it. For fuel, not too bad. Lightning is amazing. If we can lean it out a little more. There we go, got an extra 10 RPM. Yeah, about there. I think there'll always be something that is like government. Um, but yeah, the governments that we know at the moment, I think, are. I think that they're destined to become a thing of the past, the way we know them. But I think there'll always be a group of people in control. Um, yeah, or possibly end up with I mean, who knows what the future holds? Might end up with AI being what's in control. Braundo has electrolytes? Huh? What do you mean, Brett? What if... Who's Braundo and why does he have electrolytes? Um, but Braundo got what plants crave and it's got electrolytes. Oh, hang on, this is stuff from the Expanse, yeah? Can't remember what... Oh, Idiocracy. I don't think I've actually seen that. I think I started watching it. Yeah, it's... Have you guys... The company owns everything. Right. Which, actually, that reminds me of... what I was going to mention next is Black Mirror. I mean, God, if anything, the companies already own the governments. It's just... I think, well, maybe not all governments, but they're certainly kind of up there. I think at the moment it's companies pretty much own the governments. It's just that they're not necessarily in a position yet where they can make it obvious, and everyone has a low IQ because only the dumb. Yeah, that's right. I have seen the beginning of it, and it was talking about how, yeah, all the intelligent people were waiting until the time was right and all that. Yeah, there's an element of truth to that. Yeah. Oh man. Oop. There's a big chat coming up. As the Brett says, as the 21st century began, human evolution was at a turning point. Yeah, natural selection, the process by which the strongest, the smartest, the fastest reproduced in greater numbers than the rest. Sorry, a process which had once favoured the noblest traits of man now began to favour different traits. Most science fiction of the day predicted a future that was more civilized and more intelligent, but as time went on, things. But as yeah, it doesn't help that my text here is far too small. I really need to. Ooh, hang on. Hey, I didn't know I could adjust that one. There we go. That's a lot better. A process which had once favoured the noblest traits of man now began to favour different traits. Most science fiction of the day predicted a future that was more civilized and more. Oh, just got more chat. That was more civilized and more intelligent, but as time went on, things seemed to be heading in the opposite direction, a dumbing down. How did this happen? Evolution does not necessarily reward intelligence. With no natural predators to thin the herd, it began to simply reward those who produced the most, and left the intelligent to become an endangered species. Yeah. I remember reading somewhere, and unfortunately I have no idea where it was, so I can't link to a source, but that we're possibly less intelligent now than basically the humans that came out of Africa, the humans that left Africa. There's certainly, I think there's been a decrease in brain size since that time. Although it is also pointed out that decrease in brain size doesn't necessarily equate to less intelligent people, because you can get it's possible that our brains are denser, although or more efficient, so we might be as intelligent but with smaller brains. Yeah, Brett says it's comedy, but there is some truth in it. Yeah, it's having truth to a story does tend to make it hit home harder, and sometimes be funnier. Yeah, no, I definitely remember seeing the beginning of it, because they were. I remember in the intro, as they were talking about that stuff that I was just reading out that you'd posted up there. They were looking at a family that was like fairly. Whoa, some more of that weird compression. A fairly typical sort of educated middle class couple that were trying to wait for the right time, and it turned out he had a low sperm count, and that once they did start trying, and then had to try, I think, IVF and all that, and then they were following this sort of college kid, high schooler type football guy, and he was knocking up cheerleaders left, right, and centre. Yeah. Yeah, one jock guy, many women, many children. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, natural selection will do what natural selection does. It doesn't necessarily, better in the eyes of natural selection does not necessarily line up with what we consider to be better. It is so dark. Lighting in this game's phenomenal. It really is. Let's have a look at this map as well. How far have we got to go to Singapore? Probably a lot further than it feels. Hang on, if I can get the map zoom that way. There we go. No. Oh my god. Ah, that's as far as it zooms. Okay, we still got a way to go. Let's get. Gonna have a sneaky peek at, if I can find it. Which apparently I cannot. Oh, where are you? There we are. Google Maps. Right, so this is an island here called Bangka Belitung Islands, which oh my goodness, there is what looks like a town. Is that a town? I can't tell. No, it's not. What is that? I've clicked on it and I still can't tell, but it's a place of some description called Jebus. Jebus. I'm gonna have to. Okay, I may as well. Where are we? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to. I really need to sort out some of these things. But I'm going to add another web thingy. Where are we? Browser. Google Maps. Add existing. Google Maps. There we go. Okay. And then. What have I done? Ah, there we go. Drop that down a level. Maybe another level. There we go. And then interact. And transition across. There we go. So we can see the game and everything while I do this. So where are we? If I can. Whoa. So have a look. Yeah. So we're not gonna quite fly over that island. We're gonna fly beside it, basically along. That's basically our flight path there. But if we zoom in here, oh, why does the writing have to be so tiny? It's yeah, there's a place right there. Whoops. Let me clear the measurement. Right here, called Jeebus. It says West Bangka Regency, Bangka Belitung Islands, Indonesia, which tells us absolutely nothing as to why there is the word Jeebus here. Why is it called Jeebus? Just for anybody that's wondering why I am so suddenly taken by a place named Jeebus, there's an episode of The Simpsons. I can't even remember the episode itself, except that it's Homer Simpson and he's talking about, basically talking about Jesus, but instead of using the name Jesus, he calls him Jeebus. Yeah, I find that really, really amusing. Maybe I'm too easily amused. But yes, there's a place called Jeebus. Kind of, possibly. Could be a hotel called Jeebus. I don't know. It won't tell us. I could try looking that up on the interwebs. And we've been flying with There's somebody called Captain Jeebus? That's even better. Yeah, I may have. I don't know if I've seen. I don't know if I've been on when he's. Have we been? Have I been on when Jeebus? I think I. Yeah, it does ring a vague bell. I'm going to Google or DuckDuckGo Jeebus. Yeah, all the Jeebus memes and all that, but Indonesia. If I could spell Indonesia right would help. Do I spell it right? I don't know. Jeebus, Indonesia. I've got weather reports. Yeah, no, it is that area. It doesn't really detailed roadmap of Jeebus, and it does not give you a detailed roadmap. It's like, yeah, 2 roads. Yep. I wonder if he lives in Jeebus. That is interesting. That definitely, yeah. Ooh, let's have another look outside. I think if I carry on this flight beyond Singapore, I think I will. I think I'm going to march on. But yeah, it's going to... It's going to be night by the time I'm done. What's the wind doing at the moment? Is it at least slight? No, it's just pretty much crosswind the whole way. This might be giving me a ever so slight boost, maybe? True speed? No, it's sapping my speed at the moment. I'm flying 4 knots across the ground slower than I'm actually flying through the air. It's not good. Brett, you suddenly had an Irish accent in your typing. Let's have a look. So the flight plan on this side apparently is definitely the easier one to... Oh, so this tells you the altitude you're supposed to be flying at as well. Oops. That's alright. So I'm flying for scenic reasons, so... But yeah, not too sure the distance measurements here, they don't make a huge amount of sense to me. I'm sure they are accurate in whatever they're trying to represent, but yeah. Oh, I don't think you missed much, unless I was in the middle of talking about something. I'm just looking at my flight plan on here and seeing if I could make much sense of it. And apart from knowing that I'm going from, you know, the Jakarta airport to Singapore to Kuala Lumpur, the distances don't make much sense to me, and also I just noticed the altitudes here. And you take off from 26, I suppose, what, within 95 nautical miles you're supposed to be at that altitude. But yeah, I'm flying a lot further. I'm flying 650 nautical miles, I think, in total. Which, yeah, it doesn't show that there. And I'm showing a distance of 300. That must be, I'm guessing that is to Singapore, which hopefully it's not going to take me that long to get to Singapore. Oh, bugger. Okay, so Brett's on YouTube now. As Twitch was freezing every few seconds. Hopefully that doesn't happen with YouTube. And also, as you're mentioning that, I am going to check Twitch on my phone and just make sure it's not doing that there as well. So I've got a viewer on Twitch. Right, just keep it there and try and make sure it behaves itself. Go. YouTube is smooth. Okay, so hopefully that was just a localized problem with Twitch. Yeah, it's definitely. I'm hoping if I do get. Yeah, I don't know what to do if I get to the point where I get, what is it, affiliate with Twitch, what the deal is with doing multiple streaming. But yeah, it's nice being able to. Ooh, is that a runway down there? No. Nope. It is nice being able to have multiple streams that people can watch, especially if one decides to fail them. But yeah, I lost my first subscriber a few days ago. I went from 66 subscribers down to 65. First that I've ever noticed anyway. So try not to pay too much attention to that. But it was nice. I was gaining subscribers for a while. Slowed down a bit now, but I haven't been streaming as regularly either, which I need to get back into. Doink. And yeah, I want to do, because I was doing the what's the game called again? Carrion. Enjoying streaming that, and I want to find another game that is just another similar sort of game that I can relax to, but is maybe, you know, another maybe relatively short game that I can finish on stream. I was thinking of doing, almost certainly, if it's not going to be that game, it'll be something I definitely do stream, is Minecraft as well. Would like to go through and actually at least defeat the dragon. I've been on modded servers with lots of other people where, you know, the dragon was defeated and that, and maybe even helped out with it, but never actually done it on vanilla. Never had the vanilla experience. We even killed the Wither on like modded servers, but when you can get like armors that give you basically superpowers, actually even with those the Wither was a bit of a challenge, but yeah, it's still like being able to do that with just vanilla Minecraft would be great. Oh no, Brett, he's lost a sub too, but it's good that you, so you lost 3. Yeah, I don't know if sometimes I don't know whether it's people leaving or whether it's the YouTube algorithm like clearing some out, or what. I'm thinking with me it may have been somebody that was subbed to me, like an old sub of mine or something, probably was seeing a whole bunch of new videos of mine coming up that they weren't interested in and just decided to unsub. Or possibly somebody that subbed to me for Flight Sim that saw a whole bunch of carrion stuff coming up and was just like, nah, which is fair enough, if I keep at it. So Brett says he had 13 the day plus 13 the day before, and 2 days later as well. That's pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. Yeah, I've got to. So yeah, at the moment I'm just trying to. I'm not too worried about the content I produce as long as I'm producing it fairly regularly and try and get as regular as possible. Because what I found, at least for myself, especially with some of the mental health issues and that I've found, the more I worried about the content that I was producing and trying to produce good content, I just ended up producing no content because I'd never get round to doing it. So yeah, just even if it ends up with 6 hours of me just sitting here staring at the screen saying nothing, I think it's better that I do that than produce no content. And then hopefully as it gets easier and easier to I think I lost an American Truck Sim sub. Yeah, that'd be a good one to get into as well. It really annoys me that my Logitech pedals are not behaving themselves. Because yeah, I don't really have the income to buy a new set, and it feels like such a waste. And it's so silly that they're basically that you can't buy replacement parts for it. I just, yeah, I suppose it's just because it's, I wouldn't expect to be buying, replacement parts for this. But yeah, when it comes to something like the something as substantial as the steering wheel, it does feel like I should be able to buy spares for it, and you can't. So yeah, God, even if I just, I'm sure if they sold pedals separately, they'd probably be pretty close to the price of a whole new steering wheel anyway. Yeah, you can buy 3D printed parts to get different potentiometers to fit. I don't think the lifespan of them is very good. But yeah, maybe I will look at doing that. I already wasted some money buying some potentiometers that would probably do the job, but they don't quite fit right, and I would need to 3D print parts to get there, and it's just, yeah, it's gone in the too hard basket. Yeah, which is a bit annoying. I was hoping they would. Yeah, there are people that make. Yeah, I've looked on eBay. I don't think there's anything on TradeMe, which is New Zealand's equivalent of eBay. But yeah, I've looked on eBay and there's some out there, but just yeah, I worry that I'm just gonna waste another like $50 on parts that aren't really gonna do the job, and then yeah, I can't remember how much. I think, yeah, it must have been close to $50 I spent on the potentiometers. I got 3 spare potentiometers that aren't, yeah, they're not right. They would be right with 3D printed, like if 3D printed parts and you've got to modify them a wee bit. Yeah. Especially when it means permanently modifying things in the pedals as well, gets a little bit, makes me a bit nervous. Electrical contact cleaner certainly helps a lot, but that is generally only a temporary fix. Ooh, very quiet lightning. Let's have a look at. I might just minimize that. Trying to keep my Firefox tabs somewhat organized. Twitch, and keep that muted. Go. Oh. No. How do I get to my stream? On my channel, I want to see my stream. Oh, why do they make it difficult? Yeah, let's move that. That is weird. Why can't I get to my stream? Ah, there we are. Ah, That's interesting. It's saying some of the old chat, but not the new stuff. Odd. Very odd. Yes, I think at the moment my audience on Twitch is almost entirely bots. Almost entirely. But yes. It's very clever though, it doesn't, you need to go, like, Twitch obviously knows which ones are bots and which ones aren't, because they don't count towards your viewers. But you can see them there in the chat. I wonder what the top cloud level is. It's very, very dreary, isn't it? Can't imagine doing this flight without autopilot. So, how much further past that island is Singapore? Whew, fair way. I feel like climbing. Let's see if we can get some sunlight. Let's yeah, let's do vertical speed. Yeah, it should be 200 feet a minute. Let's do it a bit more than that, and then maybe lower it later if it gets a bit. It's going to get harder to keep that up, and we're down to less than half a tank now, so. Yeah, it's so realistic. So realistic. Yeah, the lighting is amazing. Yeah, again, surprised I haven't hit more showers. The outside temperature is steadily falling. Actually, talking about the outside temperature steadily falling, it's feeling a bit nippy in here. I don't know if it's I know it's not particularly cold in here. I've got the heat pump on, but just looking at that monitor's making me feel cold. Back here. Back here. It's actually a degree lower in here than it is outside the plane at the moment. It was set to 18 degrees. I'm going to bump it up a bit. Can't read. ETA is still a long way off. 160 minutes. And I'm guessing that that is to Singapore. Because yeah, the rate there's a lot of ground to cover. Really is. Yeah, 300, and that would be the 300 nautical miles too. Ah, Brett, why did I not take a caravan? Why didn't I take a caravan, Brett? Why did I decide to take a bloody trainer aircraft across the world? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me, Brett? Uh, Over 40 degrees in New South Wales today, 20 degrees max in North. Yeah, 20 degrees difference in temperature between New South Wales. Oh God, New South Wales is not even that much further north than Tassie, really. Than the. Wow. Mind you, with the winds you get coming through, it's a completely separate climate in Tassie with the Bass Strait there, and the way the winds cut through there. Oh man. I still actually remember my dad's 40th birthday down near Hobart, a place called Collinsvale. Wow, actually I can pinpoint the year. That would have been 1990. Back in 1990 near Hobart, and yeah, it was hit 40, beyond 40 degrees. I think it was 42 degrees or something that day. And yeah, we had the most amazing thunderstorm later on that day. That temperatures must have sucked all the moisture and that out of the ground, and just became a thunderstorm. And yeah, it was epic. And we're actually God, I must have been about 14 at the time, 13 or 14, and yeah, it's outside because we lived out in the country. Oh, what's that said? If it's hot up there, we get cold winds from the South Pole sucked up. Yeah, got snow forecast for the next week, second day of summer. Yeah, that's mental, isn't it? But yeah, we get similar, like down here in Dunedin, we get springtime especially. Is just the weather is just it's got like multiple personality disorder. It's all over the place. You'll have like 25 degrees one day, and then it'll be 10 degrees and hailing the next, and yeah. Doesn't often do the four seasons in one day thing here. Like you can get that, but it doesn't seem to be too bad for that. But you will get like the day-to-day weather changes could just be really extreme. First stop is Singapore. Which means, yeah. Wow, I don't think I'm going to outclimb these clouds actually, because I'm at 5,000 now. I'm just going to hold altitude here. I think I might have to back off on the throttle a wee bit as well. Getting a bit sketchy with that fuel, considering we've used over half a tank already. We haven't gotten very far. Let's have a look. If I have a look at the map. Actually, I need to change that so it doesn't keep bloody changing that. I know what I'm talking about. It's alright. So we started there. Oh, we are about, where is, yeah, we're somewhere, hang on, distance, we're about here. Yeah, so that's where I am now, which is what, 300 and something kilometers, 356 it looks like. Yeah, 356, yeah, 356. And then yeah, somewhere here. 893 kilometers. So hang on a second. If I was to clear the measurement, measure from here. Oops. Fine. Measure there to there. Was that exactly the same as my... Okay, so yeah, we are basically halfway. No, that was 300 and something. Oh god. So yeah, gonna have to be careful on the fuel. I might have to stop earlier. But yeah, I think this crosswind has been... The crosswind and the fact that I thought, seeing as I should have had enough fuel, on a good day mind you, to make it here. Yeah. Should have just about been able to make from here to here. Yeah. It's just under 1,200 kilometers. But with the crosswinds and a few little detours along the way, just, yeah, no way was it going to be enough. So yeah, that is going to be... I don't think I'm going to make it to Singapore. Oops. I almost certainly I'll be over these islands here when I'm getting real low on fuel, so I will look for a landing when I get there. Hopefully there is. There's got to be somewhere to land there, right? Hope so. Right. That's... So yeah. Oh wow, now we're in a 23 knot crosswind. Doing 106 knots, 114. Wow. That's not good. And 20 to 4. We're going to be doing some night flying, I think, by the time we hit Singapore. Wow. Yeah, at the rate I'm going, I might actually have to call it at Singapore. But yeah, I want to at least make it to Singapore. But Singapore to Kuala Lumpur is not going to be much of a... Wow, it's still probably going to be an hour's worth of flying, maybe. Although that being said, how long have I been streaming for now? 2.5 hours. So it probably won't take trying to justify flying my original planned route. Yeah, I do want to make it to Singapore though. I'm just like, that's a fair detour, but hey, I'm just, yeah, you know what, that's probably would be sensible, wouldn't it? Okay, let's do that. Yeah, and just over a third of a tank, so easier on myself. No. So W-I-P-P. Oops. And then enter, activate. That should, there we go. You see me on the world map. Yay. Nav mode on, please. There we go. Are you going to... Actually, I suppose if I just... Well, I guess you can find out tomorrow as well. If I make it to Kuala Lumpur, are you just going to fly directly there? You would need... You say... Yeah... It depends on the weather as well. You might be able to... I would have thought you'd be able to make it there in one go, because if the weather was favourable, I should have been able to make it there in one go. Especially the way your plane can just sip fuel at the higher altitudes. Oh man, look at that, I'm doing 112 knots but I'm only getting at 90 knot ground speed because of the thing, but seeing as I'm so close I can go faster. Yeah. 1.5 hour flight. Ah, okay. Yeah, I guess I could just call it a night at wherever this is. I wonder where this is. Yeah, true. That'd be good though. Yeah. It really is so easy to underestimate the distances with these, like just how long it takes. And it might be better weather for flying tomorrow as well, which would also be nice. So even this little trip here at the moment, it's almost half an hour's worth of flying. What altitude are you at the moment? Yeah, that's probably about right. It's not a small place. look up primary. Yeah, and it'll probably be, because this is basically in the tropics here, isn't it? Should be really, really dark. It'd be a nice sunrise there. Just trying to think. That'd be about 11 o'clock my time, which, yeah, I'll be well truly up. Yeah, it'd be good, because all my streaming lately has been in the evening, which is okay. It's good to get it done during the earlier parts of the day as well. Thinking, because the wind is stronger up here, I may as well start dropping altitude, because I'm not saving any time flying into a 22 knot crosswind. So let's get out of this wind. Almost down to 20 minutes. Yeah, and it's almost 10 o'clock at night. It's got to be just about midnight for you there, Brett. Yeah, I think, yeah, good call to end the flight here. The other way. Oh, that's right. So, yes, of course. Yeah, almost 8 o'clock your time. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Which means yes. So I got the maths right when I was thinking about your morning stream, but then I got the maths completely wrong. The other way around. Yeah, that sounds like me. Decent sized river there. Wind's already slowly backing off. I just saw it go from 19 to 18 knots there. Oh, I'm back up to 19. Damn it! So, what is this place? Right near here and down here. So Palembang. Should be a runway coming into sight. There we go. Sultan Muhammad. Whoa, Badruddin. The second international. Baradine or something like that, probably. Right, so a decent sized airport. Decent sized city there, actually. Let's see. Wonder what street view looks like around here. Let's pick a main road. Nice roundabout there. Ooh. Some little bikes. Wow. That's cool. Streets look ever so slightly chaotic. So, oh, I've gone somewhere else now. Okay, plastic. I think they sell kitchenware. Huh. Oh, trying to transition from the same screen to the same screen. That's not going to work. Yes, that's where we're flying to. I'm trying myself something to eat soon, actually getting quite hungry. Just reach into the back and grab some snacks out of my bag. What's the windowing? 13 knots, yeah. Definitely better flying lower at the moment. You can kinda, I think, make out the city a wee bit. I thought more of it over this way. But no, that would be about there. More or less. Like some over there too. I had such ambitions today, but yeah. Hey, at least got to fly around Krakatoa, even though it was misty. Having trouble having the camera on. You can see how tired I'm getting. Saw an interesting video today. Actually made aware of it by the Mentor Aviation channel on YouTube. And it was a leaked video. Apparently it wasn't leaked. Don't know how, but it wasn't leaked by the person that was involved with the flight, but I'm sure. I think Brett said maybe about something. I'm not too sure what it was. But yeah, it was a glider flight gone wrong in New Zealand. Luckily, nobody was hurt, and they managed to land with themselves and the glider completely intact. Although he pulled about 6 Gs in a glider, which is, yeah, amazing that it held together like without any damage. And yeah, it was one of these situations when you look at it from an outsider's point of view, you wonder how they could, because it was a trainee, and a trainer, student and teacher, and yeah, they ended up flying into clouds, and you're just like, how would you let that happen? But yeah, it was interesting. I watched a couple of videos where first one where don't know what the guy's name, but the Mentor Aviation went through it, and what could have been happening, what went wrong, and all that. And there was another guy who I'm assuming is a pilot. The first time I'd come across his stuff, and yeah, they ended up flying into these clouds, which you look at it and you think, oh, there's no excuse for doing that. They easily had a clear route on the right hand side, but one of the guys came up with the explanation that he thinks what led them to doing that was that the teacher knew the area really well, and thought that they could just pretty much pop in and pop out. It did not work out like that. Yeah, by the time they came out of the clouds, they were so close to the ground. And it was one of those real brown trouser moments. They got so close to becoming a statistic, it was just not funny. But yeah, props to the student pilot as well. Managed to, because the student pilot was the one that had the most visibility sitting there in the front, and he managed to pretty much rescue it as well. But yeah, one of the guys reckoned that the student pilot was very likely to have been a powered pilot as well, like a guy that flew powered aircraft, because yeah, his level of experience seemed to sort of indicated that. Yeah, I'll send you the link in Discord. Yeah, I won't share it on the stream because it was leaked footage. Yeah. Sorry, Brett, what do you mean you already knew something, what to do? I'm still losing altitude. Ooh, have I lost? This is a really low detail area, wow. I don't remember seeing a message saying I'd lost internet connection. That's what the area would normally look like if you had. That's interesting. Yeah, this has gone really low detail. I wonder if I have lost... Oh, yeah, so yeah, the training pilot already knew. Yeah, well, when yeah, you'll see at towards the end of the video, the student gains control back of the glider, and he knows that, because obviously it's dual controls, and he's like, I've got control. Like, he makes it very well known that he's now flying the aircraft, so that the other guy doesn't feel like, it doesn't try and take the control, so the teacher doesn't try to take the controls and end up making things, you don't have two people fighting over control of the aircraft. So he knows the importance, and it seemed very much drilled into him. So yeah, and his reactions weren't. Wouldn't say his reactions were necessarily bad when they did. I mean, it was very much a stuffed cloud. The cloud didn't end until pretty much the ground. The only reason they saw the ground was because, you know, clouds are fluffy sort of thing. You know, you can see through them to an extent. But yeah, it was cloud all the way down to the below the trees, and all of a sudden these trees just like there. It's like whoa. It's just first time I saw it. It just, you know, makes the hairs on the back of your neck raise up, just like. Now, I was certain when I first saw it, because they just showed the bit where he pulls up. I thought, oh, that's a video of just before somebody, bites the big one. No, they both survived. It was, and yeah, both survived and landed. It's absolutely mental. But yeah, it's something they won't be doing again in a hurry. Yeah, but yeah, I think it was. I'm not 100% sure why neither of them. I think the reason the instructor, the only reason that seemed to make sense was that the instructor was so familiar with the area. He thought, because the thing is, it didn't even have an artificial horizon in the glider. So once they were in the clouds, they had, you know, they very quickly start to lose their orientation. And yeah, it was just, and of course they got onto the wrong side of the ridge as well, so they could only lose altitude, and that was straight into the clouds. And once they were in the clouds, they were in deep trouble. Yeah, it was definitely a lot of people leaving quite nasty comments, but you know, it's yeah. And I'm guessing that the student pilot, especially if he was used to powered aircraft, didn't quite, because there's the airport ahead. Yeah, because he knew what to do as far as if it had been a powered aircraft. It was like, and to stay in VFR was, aim at that gap in the clouds. But you didn't have the power. It's a glider. Yeah. Hopefully they tell me to go, what, runway 30 something? Yeah, 29er. Nice.
Make straight and runway 29er at dental 76.
There we go, down to a third of a tank. It's pretty decent. Have we got detail in the scenery? Looks like we're back to having some reasonable detail. Don't know what happened earlier, whether it was just a bad patch of data. It's quite possible. Yeah, it's looking alright now. Maybe super secret Indonesian military base. I'm still way too high. Brett said you might have been the first to find it. Yeah, that's true. Might have to see if I can fly over that way some other time. Okay, let's disengage autopilot. And it's actually seems to be really calm down here. Yeah, it's only 3 knot wind. It's a headwind too, so beautiful. too far over to the left. We need a bit more trim. Trimmed quite low. There we go. Yeah, they've definitely that's right, one of the changes they made is now, so I mean, the autopilot is always there. It just shows what status the autopilot is in rather than completely disappearing. It shows all the modes that it's set to as well, which is good. Not too low, that's fine though. Which I might just get some notch of flaps. That's better. Looks pretty amazing in this low light. There we go. Getting on the glide slope now, but still too low. There we go. Starting to get too high. Yeah, of course, especially while we're in the tropics, once it does start to get dark, it gets dark real quick. Oh, a bit low now. Not too bad though. Okay, just... There we go. Take the next taxi away. Definitely the most enjoyable part about the flying is the landing and taking off, but also I do like getting through the... Oh, actually, what's the bet? We have to go off this way.
Dental 76 exit runway when able.
Hey!
Dental 76 contact ground on 118.1.
Will do.
Going to 118.1 at Dental 76.
Can we get this to...
Mahmood Brown to Dental 76 request taxi to parking.
God, I don't think Mahmood is the... well, maybe.
A Dental 76 taxi to General Aviation parking via taxiway.
Thank you, Brett.
Taxiing to General Aviation parking via taxiway to Dental 76.
I was quite happy with that landing. Although the winds were pretty much perfect. 3-knot headwind coming into that landing. Oh wow, yeah. You see there, oh, I thought it was the guy's torches. It's actually his, the little machine that's lit up. Little more. Yeah, a little more, come on. And now, stop. There we go. And handbrake. Ah, very good. For was carrying on, I would do the whole refueling thing, but seeing as I'm calling it a night, I'm just going to pretend that we refuel in the morning. Oops, I forgot to increase my mixture when we got down. That could have been bad if it was a little more sensitive to that kind of thing. Okay, this guy just disappears once the engine's off. Nice. Right, there we go. Seeing as it wants to end it there, I'll end it there. Right. Oh, thanks for watching, Brett. Stuck with me the whole way. And yeah, I'll probably almost certainly be seeing you tomorrow. And yeah, we try to probably just end up flying to Singapore, I'm guessing. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll see how it goes. But yes, so to everybody else that is either watching now or maybe watching in the future, thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to like, rate and subscribe. I don't think anybody has a rating system now, but you know what I mean. And what did I just click on? No, I don't want to do that. Yes, have a great one, guys. Catch you next time. Bye.